We hold these truths to be self-evident that we're all going to spend 2024 buying the merchandise created by the OGGM, right? What's up, nerdsicles? It is I, your guide to all the tabletop role-playing game news and nonsense that is the OGGM, broadcasting live from Site B since 2015, because somebody's got to do it. What's up, guys? It is the last Friday of 2023. So obviously we got to talk about me, and specifically the merch I created for Red Room. So as you know, around 2020 or beginning of 2023, I had a conversation with Miguel and Sylvia about doing a superhero setting for the Red Room Wretched setting, and then doing some smaller things about specific monsters. So one was going to end up being called Wretched Vigilantes, and the other one's going to be called the Wretched Beastery or Minions, Wretched Minions, based upon my product that I had made in 2022, Minions on a Mission, which was available back then on Big Geek Emporium. So I shut that down and gave all the stuff to Miguel to put up, and it is now available. So let's take a look at the Minion stuff first, because who doesn't love OGL monsters? And who doesn't love buying my merch? So thank you, Miguel and Sylvia, for allowing me to make stuff for you. So these are all available on Giant Slayer Games or directly from the Red Room. We have the many things I made. Some of these were suggested by you guys. Some of these were suggested by Miguel and Sylvia. Some of these were just taking stuff I'd already made and converting them to Wretched. And some of these were just, well, what's really popular? So obviously, of course, we started with slime. Because, yeah, the first slime was there. I'd already had the stuff in slime, but I decided to start with goblins. So I made it Wretched Goblins, which is available on the Red Room site for $2.50. It contains a whole bunch of information on goblins, hobgoblins, orcs, how goblins build things, weird goblin weapons, how goblins, view the world. And, how does somebody who's the size of a toddler find armor and weapons and make themselves able to survive a world that's not designed for them to survive in? So it gets into my philosophy about, a goblin's just going to use whatever it picks up. In the hands of a goblin, a rolling pin becomes a club. In the hands of a goblin, a bucket becomes a helmet, right? So that was the first one. The second one was undead. That's $3.50, and that features a lot of undead. Definitely one of the ones I want to revisit, though, because there's way more undead, and who doesn't love undead? We love zombies. We love skeletons. We love vampires. And the great thing about vampires and undead is you can fit them in any setting. Fantasy, undead. Old West, undead. Modern day, undead. Superheroes, undead. Outer space, undead. There's name one genre that has not had undead in it. Even pro wrestling. Oh, there's never been a pro wrestling undead zombie. Yes, there has. Number 3 was slime. Well, actually, no, number 3 was reptiles. So I asked everybody what they wanted to see me do, and they were reptiles. So this is where I started doing the research. I mean, goblins, I really didn't have to do any research. Undead, I really have to do any research. But for number 4 and 5, I had to look stuff up. I had to go to websites and talk to people at pet stores to find out what's the largest reptile, what's the smallest reptile, what's the most dangerous reptile, what's the most popular reptile. So yeah, this is when I started doing the research, and this is why I started charging more, because there was like 2-3 days of just me looking stuff up on Wikipedia, me looking stuff up on the Library of Congress, me finding out facts like, everything we think we know about the Komodo dragon is actually wrong. Same with insects. Insects is $2.50. It is a bunch of information on insects. If you are afraid of bugs or think bugs are icky in any way, shape, or form, don't get this. Because if you didn't dislike bugs before, after reading this, you will. Because I had to go and find out what the largest insect was, what the largest spider was, what the most dangerous insect is, the most dangerous spider is. Did you know the most dangerous animal in the world, the animal responsible for more deaths of humans than any other creature. It ain't a lion. It ain't a hippo. It's the mosquito. It's the mosquito. The mosquito is the most dangerous animal in the world. I did not know that until I started doing my research. Want to know what the largest spider, how big the largest spider in the world is? How much it weighs? Want to know how big the largest insect in the world is? You can find it in here. Then I went back to slime because, yeah, I love slime. And slime is going to be in the new one because it's the perfect monster. You don't have to explain slime. Slime can take any shape, size, fill any thing that you need in the game. Need something to dissolve player character's armor? Slime. Need something to hypnotize players? And slime. Need something to patrol your hallways and keep them clean? Slime. Do I have to explain why the slime's there? No. And best thing of all, as an NPC evil overlord, you don't have to pay slime. Slime works for free. Then we did the most recent two, which are cryptids, which I think is one of the most popular ones. And cryptids is, of course, are the urban myths of modern day. This one I sold pretty well. And again, this one required lots of research. I had to go to each and every state and look up what the cryptid was. And you know what every state in the U.S. has in common? In fact, every country in the world has in common? Bigfoot. Bigfoot. Every single state in the United States has Bigfoot sightings. Not just North Coast and, places in the Midwest. No, every state has a Bigfoot. Every country on the planet has a Bigfoot. Your city probably has a Bigfoot. Where I live, here in Ventura, Ojai, we have Bigfoot sightings. Bigfoot is freaking everywhere. That guy gets around. So this one was heavily researched. And then we did this one, which was, Miguel wanted to end with demons because the demons and the beyond and the Cthulhu Lovecraftian stuff plays such a heavy influence on the Wretched that I did this. And that's the last one we did. We are working on a anthology right now that'll include all those and then some. And it'll be huge. Cocaine hippos are those hippos that are addicted to cocaine or hippos that are being used to transport cocaine. Because Cocaine Bear is based upon a true story. That bear actually happened and they never caught it. Now I can imagine cocaine, hippos finding deposits of cocaine and then eating it and getting stoned. I could also imagine, them using hippos to be cocaine mules, putting cocaine inside the hippos and then transporting the hippos and then stuff like that. Yeah. You want to know? Yeah. Creepy crawlies, insects. You want to know what the largest insect in the world is? It's 2 feet long. It is the South American stick bug. 2 feet long. Want to know what the largest spider in the world is? You want some nightmare fuel for you? It's the Goliath bird eater, also in South America. This spider's legs can be anywhere up to 3 feet long. 3 feet long. It can weigh anywhere up to 5 pounds. It can eat a bird. And it's a spider. Hippos who were owned by the cocaine lord, then bred, then escaped, and now there are a lot in the river. Oh, well, hippos in South America. Non-indigenous life form. Fun. But that's not all. You know what else I did in 2023 for the Wretched Company? I made Wretched Vigilantes, my superhero setting. Now, maybe it didn't end up being what Miguel and Sylvia wanted it to be, but I think it sold. It was popular, but people are having trouble with the links. So if you want to get your copies of the books and support me, you go to Lulu and you enter my name, and you will find the paperback for this one and the ebook for these two. Now, for some reason, Miguel put them under his name. So if you go and look for Good Guys Never Win, like that, you will find the paperback. And the same thing for Wretched Vigilantes. you'll find the paperback for that under Wretched Vigilantes. So if you want to get the physical products, you'd have to look them up by my name or by the name of the product. Yeah. Miguel, all Miguel did was publish this. He had nothing to do with this. All Miguel did was publish this. He had nothing to do with this one. He did supply some of the art. This one, he and I wrote together. The new one is going to be out. I just sent it to him. It is called Henchmen Sing the Blues. So it's good guys never win. Bad guys always lose, and henchmen sing the blues. That's the entire line. And Henchmen Sing the Blues ties up the entire Wretched Vigilantes storyline and ties up the entire year. So if in 2024, Miguel and Sylvia decide we don't want to do any more superhero stuff, I've left it that this is a definitive ending to the story of Hamlettville. And if people decide, yes, we do want to continue telling stories in that setting, I also left it open enough that you can continue stories. Now, I have a product planned, at least one plan for next year for 2024 for the Wretched setting, and that's Wretched Supermax, which is going to be, the idea of a Supermax jail that holds all the supervillains. And, I probably will make it, this is also where the characters from Wretched Darkness keep the vampires. And this is also the place where the characters from Wretched Conspiracy keep the aliens. So the Supermax prison will be able to be used in any Wretched setting. And that's probably the last one I'm going to do for Wretched Vigilantes, unless we decide to do Wretched Supers. Now, there's definitely part of me that would love to redo the whole thing. But it depends whether that happens or not. But right now, I'm working on the anthology of the Beastry, which will include a bunch of new beasts. And then we're also working on something for mythology, for Wretched Bastards. There's a couple other things I might work for them. I kind of want to also do my own stuff going forward because, that way I make 100% of the money. So there you go. Yeah. So if you're having trouble finding these, I've posted the links down below. So you can go to the Wretched site on Lulu and buy my merch, or you can go to the Red Room or Giant Slayer Games and buy my merch. Really, you should buy my merch. Buy my merch. Buy my merch. Buy my merch. I wrote a thing called Wretched Vigilantes, and you should buy it. Cal was having trouble with the links, so I posted the correct links down below. Pick up your own copies. I'll talk to y'all later. Happy New Year. I replied to you, by the way. I'll have to look for it. See ya.